What is going on, everybody? Colonel Cottonbelt here, formerly known as the Train Freak. I see where Lynn McCurdy and the HDMMRC is in the house. So what is going on, Lynn? I'm just here taking a late lunch than normal, sitting trackside, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go live and just see what's happening out in the community today. So, but Lynn, I don't know about you, man, but it's been hot, steamy hot here. We've gotten a little bit of rain, but that rain just makes it even worse. It's like you're dealing with the heat, and then it's like you get about a 30-minute brief cool down of showers, and then it's just like the cloud that brought the rain goes away, the sun's just beaming on the wet ground, and you could just see steam. It's bad. It's a little bit cooler today than it has been, but earlier this week we were in triple digits. Heat index is about 120. So, hey, Dave BNSF N Scales here, and Nathan DeLay popped in too. So yeah, and Jeremiah Wingfield. Am I ready for the show? I am mostly ready for the show. So normally I go live with Steve Childers from the Retirement Railroad on Fridays. So I will not be live with them tomorrow because I will be getting set up at the show. So I will be selling. I've got a table full of HO scale stuff for sale. I will have some decoders, some HO scale signals, and some RR circuit stuff for prototypical block detection or layout command control. So, let's see who else popped in. Darby Rail Services. What is for lunch? So I've already ate a couple of slices, but Little Caesars pizza. So, oh, that's cool. I just noticed this. Check it out. They got NFL bingo on the back or on the bottom. So you can play some NFL bingo if you go get you a Little Caesars pizza. Which I don't know if they've got that over in the other on the other side of the pond or not. So, and drink of choice, Mountain Dew. There you go, Mountain Dew. And guys, this stream is not sponsored by Little Caesars or Mountain Dew, so just putting that out there. All right. Nathan's asking, Jason, in your own opinion, do you think my old logo is better or the new one is better? My opinion, Nathan, is whichever logo you like better is the better logo. That's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but Dave BNSF is saying humidity lessened a bit today. It's 77 expected today. I think they said the high here is 89. So it's going to be like the first day we're not in the 90s. I think we had like a cold front come through. But yeah, earlier this week it was brutal. It was bad, brutal. Ray Bertelson's here. What's going on, Ray? And let's see here. Pizza, is that an American diet list? So normally I get pizza on Fridays and the only reason I get it is because I can get in and out really quick. I mean, Little Caesars got drive-through. I pull up, the pizzas are already hot and ready, so it's like you ain't even got to wait on the food. You just got to pull up, give them your money, and then they're grabbing the items. And I mean, the pizza's still hot, so. Let's see. SC, welcome, SC. Hey, Jason, Sam from Oklahoma. Good to see you back out. Currently working on my bench work, watching your channel. Well, thank you, SC, for tuning in and listening while you're working on some bench work. I have been working on bench work as well, and that will be in a future layout update, which will probably be in a week or two. Because I have worked on some things, and I do have something exciting to share. And then we got 156 Andrew, the Shortbread Express is in the house too. And where is your pizza? It's right over here in the passenger seat. I'm waiting on you to show up to come get your slices. So, and then Nathan's saying I have to leave at 6 from my apartment to go to Canada. Well, Nathan, you have a safe trip along with DB Tech. And the most important thing is to have a lot of fun. So that is the main thing. And then pretty much everybody's saying hi to everybody. So pretty much got up in the chat already. Looks like we got 11 people here. I don't know if a train is coming today or not. I am sitting by the tracks, literally right in front of them. So Andrew is saying, sorry, mate, you do know where I live. Mate, actually, I do not know where you live. I'm assuming you live on the other side of the pond. Which, man, that pizza would be rock cold by the time it got there. And, yeah, Lynn, it was awesome to see Rick Bailey live with the kids. I hope things are going good for him over there. I missed his live, but I did comment on his live stream, letting him know that I was glad to see him around. And Manshed Railroad's in the house. What is going on, Aaron? Aaron, I hope you come to my tables and buy a whole bunch of stuff. But I hope to see you at the train show for sure, whether you buy anything or you don't buy anything. Let's see here. Okay, so Andrew, Shortbread Express is in Old Bonnie in Scotland. Yeah, by the time I send you your slices, man, they would probably be moldy. Because I don't know how long it takes a pizza to get from the U.S., central U.S., let me put it that way, or south central, to Scotland. And then, of course, having to go through customs and whatnot, it'd probably be moldy. Nathan's saying he always has fun at the YouTube meet and greets. Always something new for a YouTube meet and greet, at least to me. That's the fun part. Oh, absolutely. And I agree with you, Nathan. I wish there was more YouTubers in my area that we could do that. There's a few. Manshed, he doesn't live far from me. And then there's another YouTuber, but he's not involved in our community. But he's got a channel, and that is Joe Musgrove. And I did get to operate at his house a couple of weekends ago. It was a lot of fun. And speaking of the operating, there's like 6 or 7 of us were like rotating between layouts, and I get to host the next one at the end of September. So I've got a little bit of work I need to try to get done in Brinkley, but I'm afraid I'm going to run out of materials to get that done. And then we've got, let's see here, Dwight Curley flexing. He has been a channel member for 41 months. That is awesome, Dwight. Thank you so much for your continued support. It does go a long ways. And Manshed says that he is going to stop by the table, so definitely got to come by and say hi. I got 3 tables this year, so. And then we've also got Lynn flexing as a channel member for 41 months as well. So thank you so much, Lynn, for your membership and supporting the channel the way you do as well. So Nathan, have you heard of Mr. Beast, and are there any restaurant based on him where I live? So Nathan, yes, I have heard of Mr. Beast. I have seen Mr. Beast's video where he took a train to see what it would do if it would go through a thick wall, brick wall, and I don't remember how thick that wall was. I think it was like 6 feet, and it just like plowed right through it like it was just, I don't know, like an explosion. Locomotive had some damages, but I think it was one that he bought that was they were about to scrap anyway. So, which in a way sucks because a locomotive got damaged in it, but at the same time, I think he had a little bit of fun with it when they were going to scrap it anyway. So, I don't know. But yes, I do know who Mr. Beast is. But no, we do not have any restaurants that I am aware of that has to do with him. Yeah. So, Lynn, speaking of derailed Daryl, he's still around. But he is. Me and him are good buddies, and he is taking a break from YouTube for a little while. He might come back. He might not come back. Just kind of depends on him. But um, I would love for Derailed Arrow to come back. Because, like I said, he is a good buddy of mine. And I talk to him, on the phone from time to time, and a good guy overall. But you've also got another one in your area too, Lynn, and I don't see him on YouTube much either, but he is one of my channel members, and that's Roy Eltham. He might be a little further south. I think he might be more San Diego than LA, but I haven't seen much out of Roy either. No, Andrew, I did not hear the news about your dad. You are more than welcome to share if you want to, but no, I did not hear the news. All right, let's see. Nathan is saying, I wonder if the text I sent you is useful info I got from a friend who's a YouTuber, but isn't into trains for the Pennsylvania Railroad he's led that makes all the tracks and switches. It is a little helpful. Most of it I already kind of knew because I've been building stuff. So, but yeah, it did help a little bit. And then we got Grandpa Rails is in the house. So what is going on, JD? So Roy popped in on his stream last night. That's awesome. So when I mean like I haven't seen much, I'm saying Roy hasn't posted anything on his channel. And for me, catching the streams, I try to catch the ones that I can catch. And I can't catch them all. I mean, I'm too busy of a guy these days to be able to do that. And the last time I tried to catch everybody's stream to try to show the love to everybody, it kind of caused some problems at home. So, family first, YouTube second, and I did not have my priorities straight. So, because I was trying to support everybody that's supporting me. And so I will try to catch those that I can try to catch, but I can't just be in every single stream, I've got too many other commitments. I'll put it that way. So, but I do appreciate everybody hopping in that is here today, and showing me your support. And like I said, I will try to return the favor in one form or another or fashion. But that's great that Roy is still, hanging around in the community. I just haven't seen anything from him, but he's been supporting my channel for a long time. And actually, I have a N-scale car that I haven't done yet. It is on my to-do. It's on my workbench, but I haven't had the time, but I do have a channel member card to do for Roy Eltham because he is the next one up. I'm a little intimidated because, of course, this one, the last three I've done, which is Crooked Dave, Derailed Daryl's, and Lynn McCurdy's, they were all HO scale, and Roy Eltham's is going to be N scale, so it's going to be a little trickier. Will you have any GP60s for sale? So, Aaron, not sure if you follow my Facebook group, but I did have a GP60 that did come from the estate. It's one I already had. It's a cotton belt, but it already sold. So I'm not going to have any GP60s. I do have some Mopac locomotives and some Rock Island locomotives. And I do have one brass Burlington E8 locomotive. that I will be selling. That's part of this estate sale. As far as my personal collection, I have two locomotives that I'll be selling, which one of them has already been spoken for, and that's an Ashley Drew Northern CF7. But if he doesn't come with the money for it, then I will sell it. If I see him and he doesn't buy it, then I'm selling it. I'll put it that way. And then the other locomotive I have is, I believe it's a Jeep. I think it's a Jeep 38-2 for BNSF. But the only Jeep 60 I had, it sold. So I highly recommend y'all go and check out my Facebook group. If you go to any of my videos, there's always a link down in the description. I don't know if there will be a link in this description or not, but if you go to any of my other videos, like videos, not live streams, there is a link to join the Facebook group in the description of those videos. All right, catching back up with chat. See a lot of people saying hi. Yeah, I miss seeing Roy E too, man. He is a great guy. I mean, he helped Junior get his N scale layout up and going, and I still got all the Junior stuff, but it sucks that Junior has lost his interest in model trains. But I'm not going to get rid of any of his trains in case if he ever wants to come back into it. He's got his layout and he's got his stuff. So I will not get rid of any of his stuff. I'm not even going to let him get rid of it, just in case if he wanted to come back to it later, he wouldn't be like, well, dadgum, I wish I didn't get rid of it. So, all right, Nathan, where you live when the internet was being developed and due at the time, like the brand new Inunovich was extremely sold than the internet we're having now, what was it like searching? I mean, I grew up on dial-up and then eventually DSL, so 56K, and then when we got DSL, I think our speed was 3 meg. DSL was extremely a whole lot faster than 56K. So internet was very different back then. You didn't have YouTube. Or YouTube was just starting to come out when I was DSL, but when you were on dial-up, really the only stuff that worked was more or less informational websites, and that was it. eBay was starting to become a thing, and so yeah, it was very different back in the late 90s, early 2000s. No, Nathan, I have not been to any of Sparky's YouTube meet and greets. I mean, they're just too far away for me. With my work schedule and family commitments, it's just too difficult. And then of course this year he planned it the same weekend, which it's not his fault or anything. It's there's only 52 weekends out of the year, and it just coincidentally he planned it the same weekend that our train show is here, and I'm a vendor, and I have to register for tables like back in January and February. So, and there's only 2 shows a year in our state, and the Central Arkansas one is always the 4th weekend in August. So, which this year there's 5 weekends in August because of Labor Day weekend. Because Labor Day, the 1st, is on a Monday. So, unfortunately, that's why I can't make it to this one. Maybe one of these years, maybe when my kid, is grown up out of the house, we're talking 5 years down the road, or if his meet and greet is a little closer and not, far northeast or out west, if he can figure out something kind of, let's say Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, somewhere in this vicinity of the U.S., then I would be more apt to attend and meet up with a lot of people. So, unfortunately, there's many more of people in the community that is in the northeastern part of the U.S. And when I say northeastern, I'm talking anywhere from Ohio to Massachusetts, in that area. So Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, New England area, Maryland, that whole corridor. There is a ton of us in the community in that area. So for him to put a meet and greet in that area is ideal because he's going to get more people there. If he tries to do a meet and greet in my area, you might only get half of the amount of people that would be. So it's just kind of one of those things. So maybe one of these years I can make it, but definitely not this year. And yep, Joe's telling you, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff. And Joe, here's the crazy thing. The guy told me I haven't even hit half of his collection yet. So it is insane how much stuff he has. Hey, Rayron is here and he wants some crazy bread. What's going on, Rayron? Yeah, the original internet. That was the Telegraph and the Pony Express. Yeah, I definitely was not around then. No, I was around in the days of dial-up. I remember when dial-up became a thing. Do I have a passport? I did, and I let it expire this year because I was not planning on using it. My passport hit 10 years old officially this year, and I did not renew it. Shortbread Express saying I went to the model rail crew and I quite famous down there to take a while. Why? Okay. So if you were in crew, you were in Barnabas Junction's stomping grounds. That would be a fellow Jason that lives on the other side of the pond, for those who don't know. All right. And I'm back up with the chat. Let's see. I have been to Florida 2 times. My grandma was saying I should see her, and I want to. I feel like we should all get together somewhere down the line. If I'm closer, maybe Texas is again. Texas is definitely close. I can be in Texas. Well, I can be inside the state of Texas. Now, keep in mind, Texas is massive. Okay, so it depends on what part of Texas you're talking about. I'm about 6 hours from DFW. That's, for those who don't know, that's Dallas Fort Worth. Because I'm in central Arkansas, and it's pretty much interstate the whole way. Robert, Flying Crow, lives in Texas. He lives east. And of course, you got Jack, you got JD in that area as well. Them two, they're south of Dallas, but Robert, he's kind of southeast in Longview, and I can be in Longview in 4.5 hours. And the last time I went to Robert's, we sent the invite out to Jack, and I tried to send the invite out to JD, but I think JD was already out of town that weekend, so he wasn't going to be able to make it, and that's okay. But Steve Childers came from Oklahoma City down to Longview, and we had a good, fun time doing an op session. So I'm definitely all about meeting model railroaders in the YouTube community. Texas, pretty much just like any other part of the United States. It's just they say everything's bigger in Texas. So yeah. So JD, you're closer to Robert. Let me see. I think it's 4.5 for me. Yeah, it's 4.5 hours. But if I'm driving like a bat out of hell, I can make it in 4. So, because I take interstate all the way to Texarkana, and then I'm off interstate. But the roads is kind of like the interstate until you get to the towns. So I have to go through towns like Atlanta, Texas, Jefferson, Texas, which I will say, Jefferson, if you've never been to Jefferson, Texas, I highly recommend it because there is a railroad mogul by the name of Jay Gould. His private business car is in Jefferson, Texas, and you can go tour it. So it's actually parked under a shed right across the street from the Hotel in Jefferson, Texas. They used to have train shows there, and they haven't had one since. Trying to think. 21, I think, was the last year they had a train show. Maybe 22, and I got to go tour the car. It's pretty neat. I should have videoed it, and I didn't. I don't remember why I didn't. I think I ran out of battery. That's probably why. So, no, JD, you're actually closer than 8 hours because I can be in Dallas in 6. So, for me, I'm going southeast and then I have to go straight south. If I keep going southeast, then I'll be going to Dallas. So you're probably maybe 6.5, 7 hours at the most. I don't know how close you are to Iowa, but I have family that live in Iowa, and I have my uncle Jeff that lives in Illinois. So I think I'm closer to Illinois than Iowa, but the whole state of Missouri sits between me and Iowa, and I've never been to Iowa. So I've been, to Missouri many times, but I think the farthest north in Missouri I've been to is Fort Leonard. So. Ray Bertelson is saying Texas, bigger humidity, heat, weird ice, storms, scorpions, snakes, mosquitoes, the size of a Cessna, etc., etc. We get a lot of that in Arkansas too. So, man, I'll tell you, like, if there's a hurricane that ever comes up down in the Gulf, something about those monster mosquitoes that down in Louisiana, they make their way up to us. So Dwight's saying, I think it's a 10-hour drive to my son's house. And Dwight, I think your son, he's in what, Fairfield Bay? Is that right? If he's in Fairfield Bay, that's like about an hour and a half from me. So. But yeah, man, I definitely want to try to do some type of meet and greet. That is for sure. Arkansas does not really offer a lot when it comes to scenic railroads. I will say the northwest part of the state, there is access to 3 different ones. And that would be, you've got the Arkansas-Missouri Railroad, which is an actual class, it's a class 3 short line, but they do offer a scenic passenger train on their, along with their freight schedules and whatnot. That is out of Springdale, which is far northwest Arkansas, and it goes almost down to Fort Smith. And then if you go a little bit east of Springdale, there's a tourist trap called Eureka Springs. And for those that like the haunted places, the Crescent Hotel and the Basin Hotel, they're both been on like Ghost Hunters TV shows. There is a short train ride there, and then you go a little bit east and north of Eureka Springs, and you're in Branson, Missouri. Then there's a train ride, which I actually have a video of it, the Branson Scenic Railway, which is you get to ride in the old California Zephyr cars. You got that one too. Hey, Boxcar Jerry's in the house. What is going on, Jerry? Lynn, can I view Messenger while doing this live? No, I cannot, because then it's going to kick me out of the live because I am live on my phone. I would suggest Cass Scenic Railroad. That is definitely on my bucket list, JD. Big time. So JD, I don't know, or I'm not sure which way y'all are coming back. But I'm along I-57, which is that new interstate. It used to be US 67, 167, out of North Little Rock, going northeast towards St. Louis. But that is the interstate I'm on. So hey, if y'all are coming through the area, let me know in advance when you plan on coming back through, and like give me dates that y'all be in the area, and then I will definitely invite y'all to come over and check out the layout. All right, Aaron, have a good one, bud. I will look forward to seeing you this weekend at the train show. Now, if you're going 40 from Memphis to Little Rock, I am about 20 miles north off of I-40. So, yeah, I'm off of I-57. So, where I'm at, I am 20 miles north of I-40, and I-57 runs through my town. So, and then of course there's depending on when y'all get over here, JD, there's actually a hobby shop off of I-57 that you might be able to hit on your way. So I-57, it ends in Little Rock, or North Little Rock, once it hits I-40. They just designated it earlier this year. It's a pretty new designation, but it's supposed to connect Little Rock, I think, up to Chicago. I think that's what it's supposed to do. So in other words, Nathan, designation means the name. They named it. So when a road has its original name, it's whatever road it is. And then for the state, to call it a state highway, they have to redesignate that road as a highway that is owned and maintained by the state. Then eventually that state highway could get bumped up to a federal highway, which I-57 in Arkansas has been. When it was built as a federal highway, but sometimes highways could be designated below. So US 67 used to run, it's always ran from Little Rock up to St. Louis. Well, when they built the new interstate, because US 67 was just a 2-lane road, when they built the new interstate, they took the old US 67 and redesignated it as one of the state highways. In other words, they were no longer going to use federal money to upkeep that highway, and the state took it over. I don't know exactly the specifics when it comes how's it handled differently between federal highways and interstate, because both of the funds come from the federal government. So, but I would definitely do what Boxcar Jerry said. Google is your friend. Anything you want to know, Google it. Because I am not the human Google. I know enough to be stupid. And I can put it that way. So, but anyways, what all big plans do y'all have this upcoming weekend? Or what are y'all working on your layouts, bench work, workbench? Put in the chat what y'all are doing. I wanna know what you're doing. For me, I've got the train show this upcoming weekend. So if there was anything that you wanted out of that estate stuff, I would try to jump on it, because anything that has been marked hold is possibly going to be sold. So I held things long enough for people. Um, so yeah, I'm taking the whole collection to the train show to be sold. So I know some of y'all have asked me to hold some stuff. So, all right. Foreman Johnson, what's going on? How is it going? Today is my Friday because I'm taking tomorrow off to go set up for the Central Arkansas Train Show. So I took off tomorrow to go do that because that's what I'm doing this weekend. So it's going pretty good. I'm going to be with y'all for about another 20 minutes and then I got to go back to work. But it will be a short afternoon because I get off at 4 o'clock Central Time. And right now it's 5 after 1 Central Time. So, a couple hours. That's going to be a lot of fun. I will tell you, Pappy, I got to hang out with him one day. He got to meet up with me here where I'm actually at. And we got to rail fan a couple of trains. And Pappy's a great guy, man. Easy to talk to, down to earth, and his wife too. So I'm sure she's going to be tagging along like she always does. And great people to be around, Joe. So I would definitely look forward to that. Let's see. Great Northern 70. Greg. Hey, what's going on, Greg? Cleaning up space in preparation for building a layout. Nice. What are you, you got a track plan? Like, what are you going to try to build? Just curious. You ain't got to get all detailed, but, would love to know what your plans are. Jerry is finished the first color of my track weathering. Very nice. And Nathan is saying me and Jerry are going to drive a steam engine in November, 2 hours away where I live. A narrow gauge steam engine for a coal mine. You get to drive it. Oh, that's pretty cool. And JD will be at a scrimmage game Saturday watching Jackson. So hopefully Jackson gets a good win out of that. And Lynn has been working on this 1955 Peterbilt tanker for his dual thing. That is pretty cool, Lynn. And JD, that is correct. Pappy is the caboose whisperer, but I will tell you, a lot of the cabooses that Pappy caught while he was here in Arkansas, you can thank me for that one. I gave him a lot of heads up, and I could have gave him a ton more, but they were kind of out of his way. So, but Pappy's good about finding cabooses. Oh, okay, Trainiac. Yeah, I remember you. Okay. Well, it's good to see that you're still around, even though you did a name change, and I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, I definitely remember Trainiac. And then y'all gonna go hang out over at Anthony's. That'd be cool. That's another modeler I would love to meet up with would be Anthony. Anthony has helped me out on my layout a lot. For those who haven't been following my channel for a while, the sawmill area that I've been working on, the big sawmill, that came from Anthony. And it's because I had all the other buildings and I noticed where he was talking about wanting to sell it. And so like I jumped on it. He gave me a really good price. And then Anthony also sold me a whole bunch of rolling stock that he was trying to help somebody sell. And so Anthony, great guy. I would definitely love to meet up with him one day too. Simple dog bone. I'm going to build it in the basement, but I'm rethinking that. We have a story and a half house, and I think I'm going to build it on the top floor. Okay. Well, I will tell you this, definitely do your research before you start building. Figure out what type of layout you want, if you just want rail fanning or if you want switching or a combination of both. If you need some advice, I would be glad to give you advice on any of that. All of my advice is free. So I do track plans as a profession as well, but I'm not trying to sell you my gig. I'm just telling you, if you need some advice, I would be glad to give you some advice so that way you don't run into future headaches that I have ran into in the past. Yep, been a good while since I visited around the live streams. Finally started my career at CPKC doing track maintenance in a section crew. That's awesome. Well, congrats on making it to the railroad, man. Nathan, no, I am not trying to buy a shed. I have 2 sheds in my backyard that are smaller than my train room. My train room is a 20 by 20. My train room is more square footage than Flying Crow's shed, even though his is not as wide and longer. But I've got 400 square feet just for trains. I'm not trying to build a shed or buy a shed because then I would be paying more money for less space. So, all right, let's see here. Yeah, I hate that autocorrect too. So I'm starting simple. Simple is the best way to go. The best advice I can ever give anybody, and this goes to all people, before you start anything, research, research, research. When you ask for advice from people, figure out who do you know is skilled at specific things. Have about 3 of them in your back pocket at any time, and I'll give you my examples, okay, that you know that are really skilled in certain areas, and go to them for advice. Because I will tell you this, if you put up a video saying, hey, I don't know what to do, I could use your advice here, you're going to get overwhelmed by 10, at least minimum 10 different methods. And the crazy thing is, they're all correct. They all work. So, me personally, like scenery is not my forte. And so when it comes to, and guys, I got to leave in a couple of minutes. So scenery is not my forte. All right. So I've got 3 people that I reach out to privately for scenery suggestions. And it could be anything about like, hey, does this color look good? Or should I do something else? And like they'll tell me like try to mix your paint color with this to like alter the color a little bit. So things like that. I highly recommend have your group of people that you trust to give you good advice. But there is no jack of all trades. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My strength is electronics. Somebody like Crooked Dave, his strength is scenery. So a lot of times Dave will message me about electronic stuff, and a lot of times I message him about scenery stuff. So I am decent when it comes to carpentry. It's a hobby of mine, and I do a little bit of furniture from time to time too. So you know, you got that as well. But like I said, best advice I can always give you: 1, do your research before you start on anything, and then 2, make sure that you have your people lined up that you can consult when you start running into things to get ideas bounced off of. That's really the best advice I can give everybody. All right, let me try to catch up in the chat real quick. Oh, Nathan, you meant a shay as in a steam engine, so SHAY. Yes, I do plan on getting a shay. I've already talked to my local hobby shop. When the price from Bachman is released on the 3 trucks, he's going to let me know. But yes, I do want one. And joining a club is also great. For me, I'm not lucky enough. We don't have a club here. Well, we have one club, and it's a Fremo club, so you have to build your own modules. And then you have to meet with the club and take your modules with you to be able to run trains. And I'm not about that lifestyle. But what I will say is it's not an official club, but there is a group of us right now, 6, maybe 7 guys in the central Arkansas area that have layouts and that are about operations. And we're rotating each month, hosting an op session at everybody's layout. So I get to host at the end of September. So I probably won't go live on that But there is a YouTube channel called Joe Musgrove, and he's got some really good videos, really good scenery on his layout, and that's who I went to later. All right, last question. Nathan, what is the railroad shade's going to be? Do you know anything about it? If you're going to do it, it's going to be fictional. Haven't came up with the name yet, but it will be fictional. It will probably be switching the industrial plant. Is probably what I'm going to use it for. So, well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with me. Unfortunately, I got to go back to work. So, and I'm only just a few blocks away, so I can be there in a couple of minutes. But other than that, I appreciate y'all coming in. So before y'all leave, please thumb it up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and fill in the bell so you'll be notified when I come out with the next video. That's probably going to be either a video of the Central Arkansas Train Show or probably a quick layout update because I kind of done a few things here and there, but that's about it. So other than that, y'all be safe out there and happy railroading. Take care, guys.